All right, Treacle. Thanks for stopping by and welcome to the Tea and Trays podcast. That smell like Dom. Is it Dom from used to do like a watchdog?
It's the Artful Dodger from one of the
Treacle.
What? Treacle? Maybe more Fagin. That, honestly, my tea almost broke our expensive microphones. And you can't just go out like that. You're hilarious.
Thanks, Phoenix Light, for sponsoring this week's interview. The best design comes from the actual needs of users. Phoenix takes providing mobile lighting products with excellent performance as the goal and born for harsh environments as its mission. Never forget why you started and your mission can be accomplished. My Seven Valleys head torch strategy worked a treat. Yeah, a bit of dark in the morning, then 90 minutes towards the end of the race. I opted for the Phoenix HL18-T version 2. Comes in at £62.95. It's got a rechargeable battery and you can also use 3 times triple A2. When I was doing the kit check for the various valleys, Kingsley Phillips, who listens to the podcast, normally people like with their spare batteries and this and that, you know, they're really trying to travel light. Not Kingsley. He had about 20 batteries.
I always get that battery nerves. I'd probably take 2 spare ones just in case, Gary.
He could have been flogging them, made a load of money. Anyway, the HL18-T version 2, it's got 800 lumens, and Patreons, you can enjoy 10% off, and all you lovely listeners can get 5% off with the code TNT5. You need to pop over to Patreon for the 10% off, and you can just use that TNT5 if you pop over to www.phoenixlight.co.uk.
We've got some returners this week. We often say if people get invited back on the show, they're special. They're almost in the inner circle. But I think Kim and Jace, they've been back and back again. They really are on the inner. They've really seen behind the curtain. Now they know the truth. This week you're in for a treat. We are lucky to share pretty much a day with Jayson and Kim Cavill, talking about what they've been through over the summer, how they've got through that, and then a little bit about what they're doing at the moment, what they're training for. And then we dip in and we use and abuse them, and they'll be jumping onto our Brew with the Coaches, answering lots of your questions, but they will also answering lots of the questions on the podcast as too. There is talk about an accident and recovery from that. And so if that's something that's perhaps been happening in your life, happened to a friend in it, you would think, I'm not sure I want to be listening about that. There's no graphic details or anything, but if it's something that might upset you, then perhaps flick on and go and listen to another story from the Tea and Trails podcast. We also just wanted to firstly say a big thank you to Jayson and Kim for coming to share a really tough time in their lives so openly with all of us. They mention a charity called Day One that helps support them a little bit. And so we wanted to say thank you and also to show our thank you to the charity as well. So we've made a donation on behalf of Tea and Trails podcast to that charity. And if you're interested in looking it up, we'll pop the links in the show notes. I was very lucky to be coached by Jayson. You can't just say Jayson, can you? Jayson.
You can't. I can say it.
I can't.
This is when we were doing your spine race, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, actually, it was before that. I first touched base with Jayson when I did Lakeland 50 back in the day. And he trained me for that. And we had a lovely time wrecking the course together. I think that's the first time I even met them face to face. And now I've met them in so many laybys, various mobile homes, dogs and stuff. And then they came out, then we did the race, and then they came out in their mobile home quite a few times to Morzine in the winter, in the summer. So they like one of the family. They'd be out for months. They'd always be in a shower or boiling a kettle or stealing my internet. And then, Jayson helped me hugely doing my spine race and was such wise words of wisdom. And Kim, when I first met Kim, she wasn't actually coaching. I think she was working in a prison. You wouldn't mess with Kim. And then she slowly picked up more and more coaching. She's done all sorts of qualifications. She's also a yoga teacher. And they've built this amazing brand now, this amazing community around coaching, and they do workshops. And they both got such experience in like different areas as well. But I hear them working together and they sort of discuss things. And Jayson, they've both got this very unique sort of holistic but hardworking. Like, don't think you're gonna. They're lovely, softly spoken, like really lovely, caring people. But some of the sessions Jayson used to send me, and we used to have such fun. I hope we get to do it again. Yeah, it was lovely to chat to them. So nice to know that though the road to recovery is windy and bumpy, that they're moving on it. They're on it. They're in gear, even though there'll be a little bit of reversing and stopping and all sorts as well. But we send them lots of love, and we hope they'll come back on maybe in 6 months or so just to continue telling us about their journey. So here is our chat with the lovely Cavills.
So, Jayson, you probably won't know then if you're not really a listener that we do an AI intro every
I
week.
didn't know that. I didn't know
right.
that. Yeah, I'm intrigued.
Me too, because I don't know. I think I was listening to the podcast the other week and I was like, oh, they're going to do this with us. So I Googled myself. I don't know how to do AI. And there's a sex therapist called Kim Cavill.
Excellent.
I can see you going into that, Kim. I can see you being very upfront about that and being like, yeah, don't worry about it, guys.
That would have been hilarious.
Anyway, today's guests are Kim and Jayson Cavill. And keen listeners will remember back, this was kind of roughly when I joined the podcast. You need to go back to February 2021 and search for Run to the Hills if you want to
Episode
find
26.
out. Episode 26.
Wow.
Episode 26.
But who are Jayson and Kim Cavill? Well, we asked our researcher, two adventurers whose passion for the outdoors is matched only by their generosity in sharing it. Whether they're navigating rugged trails or life's winding paths, Jayson and Kim bring heart, humour and deep respect for the journey. From ultra running to community building, their story is one of grit, grace and going the distance together. Let's dive in. Thanks for joining us, guys. A warm welcome from everybody at the Tea and Trails podcast.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, thanks for having us. That's a really nice introduction. Thanks, Gary. Well written.
Goodness me, imagine if I had to do it, Eddie. Imagine if I had to
That's
do
really nice, though. That was that.
We did used to do it, but I like the way it's pulled it there together. Their heart and the humour. Yeah, we can write.
I do give a few
probably
prompts.
write it.
I put podcast intro, make it hopeful and give it some energy. Anyway, we ask all our guests, where are you? What's the view from your window? And have you been for a run, dog jog, dog walk, Zwift session today?
All the options, yeah.
We're in Malton in North Yorkshire, which is a market town sort of between York and Scarborough, close to the moors. The view from the window, as it was last time I was on, it's the same. It's some houses, there's a trampoline, some sheds and a big tree.
Is there a physical market then once a week or something? Nice cafes?
It is a market town, but the market currently is a bit rubbish, to be honest. It's a few stalls now, it's really cut down. But it's the Food Festival of Yorkshire. Food capital of Yorkshire. Self-proclaimed food capital of Yorkshire. But we do have some really nice cafes, actually. We do.
Oh.
Yeah. There's a patisseries, there's a macaron shop.
Oh my goodness me. It's all going on.
Yeah, I've been for a run today. I did it was meant to be tempo, it was more threshold because I'm not very fit at the moment. So I did 3 by 10 minutes road run this morning.
Ooh, spicy.
2 minutes recovery, which I had to walk.
If I was doing a 3 times 10 minutes, I would have something on the horizon. Is anything coming up?
I'm doing Jedburgh 3 Peaks for the first time.
Oh, wow, brilliant.
I've wanted to do it for a while, but it's always clashed with something. I am intending on doing it for jolly, but I want to be able to feel all right doing it because it's still 38 miles, isn't it? It's still, it's not easy. Just making sure I'm fit enough.
When you're doing the 10 minutes, are you looking at heart rate? You looking at pace? You just going off?
I do it off pace. I'm not really a heart rate fan for myself. I can never get it high enough, consistent. It doesn't work for me. So I do sort of rough pace. So today I was aiming for between like 7:30s, and I was more towards the 7:30 end.
I give myself a bigger than that. 2 minutes. Something with a 7 or a 9 is great. What about you, Jace? Have you spun your legs? Walked the dog?
No, I haven't spun my legs, done a bit of stretching and some of my rehab exercises and stuff like that just to get things moving. But yeah, I had a fairly busy day yesterday, so things are a bit tender today.
What did you do yesterday? You can't leave us with that.
Well, I had physio first thing in the morning, which was good, but it's always challenging now. And then I managed to do some hydrotherapy stuff in the pool yesterday afternoon as well, and that was nice. But yeah, I came out afterwards thinking, That's worked a few things that haven't worked for a while.
So what would a hydrotherapy session look like? I've never experienced that.
For me, at the moment, it's trying to get mobility in my shoulder. It's allowing you to be weightless. So lifting my arm. So obviously this is my good arm.
I was going to say, that's really good.
Yeah, I can't get the other arm up to this height in the air. You can get the range of movement more in the water because it's obviously floating. It's a lot more gentle and controlled.
Are you in a nice warm pool? You're not in a public... Oh, no.
Well,
you're in the people.
Where we are in Malton, there's a lot of racehorse stables.
That's what I was thinking. I was just going to say it's what they do to horses. And I thought,
no, it's not quite a horse stable pool. Anyway, so there's actually a really, really good rehabilitation centre for all the jockeys. They've kindly taken me in as an outpatient. So I'm getting my physio there, which is brilliant because jockeys are breaking shoulders and stuff all the time. They've got a hydrotherapy pool there. Getting access to it isn't always easy. But when I can go in there, it's brilliant because it's like bath water. It's so nice and warm. If I have to go in the public's pool, it's cold. Yeah, it's not ideal.
No.
So you have to jump in the sauna afterwards.
There is a sauna right next to the pool.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I'm trying to find a deep jacuzzi somewhere. I can just go and do it in that.
Could you not get one?
It's necessary at the moment.
A hot tub. That's what you need. You need a hot tub, don't you?
Yeah.
We can find a Patreon perk of hot tubs.
So if anyone listening and lives near Malton and they've got
a hot tub,
then let me know.
You're touching a little bit on the rehab that you're doing now, and if people are perhaps not your mate on Facebook, has it been 2-3 months now of what happened to you? And we talked a little bit before we started recording about how much you wanted to share, and there is, you don't need to share everything, but I think it's quite important to share. And so people that perhaps have been in the same position or had loved ones in the same position, always here to sort of reassure people that when trauma happens, that how you react and what it changes in our lives as well. So the first thing I heard was I got a WhatsApp from Kim. Was it 2 months ago?
Mid-June. So
3
months ago. I'll let you guys tell the story. I don't want to jump in and put words in your voice, but tell us a little bit about what happened.
I was a few days out from a fairly key triathlon that I was going to do up in Scotland, and I was out on my bike. I mean, I can't actually remember anything up until it was the Tuesday was the accident. I actually did an event on the Saturday before it, and even that is a bit hazy. So it's only what I've been told. Anyway, I was out on my bike and I basically was going down a bit of a road and a car turned across in front of me and I went into the side of it. Went from about 30 miles an hour to a complete stop into the side of the car. Yeah, I was a bit of a mess on the road. Luckily, 6 other cyclists weren't far behind me and they were sort of first on the scene. They consisted of all people that we knew as well. Luckily, 2 of them were...
Were you riding together or was that just a complete coincidence?
No, apparently I'd just seen them in the village before and said hello and sort of...
They were like, there's that Jayson, don't try and suck his wheel. There's no chance.
And yeah, so they were the first on scene. Luckily, like I said, 2 of them were nurses or ex-nurses, physios and stuff like that. They were just on it straight away.
All people that we know well from running club as well, all friends.
They sort of resuscitated me, got the air ambulance out demanded the air ambulance came straight away, and then the doctor on there kind of did everything that he needed to do to sort of stabilise me. Had to put a couple of chest drains through my sides. Both my lungs were punctured. One of them collapsed. So I was in a mess. The police classed it as near fatal. Yeah, I'm lucky to be here, to be honest. And then I spent 2 weeks in ICU being sort of put back together, really. Managed to come home 3 weeks after the accident. Had a lot of shoulder reconstruction, as well as the lungs. I had 6 broken ribs, broken collarbone, shattered my scapula on my back and the socket of my shoulder. So I've got lots of plates and pins and all sorts. If you see the X-ray, it looks like a bike chain with a box of screws thrown in. It's quite amazing.
Are those in for life now? Are those like you're going to be Iron Man forever?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I asked the surgeon why he didn't do a full shoulder replacement because he said at some point you might need a shoulder replacement. He said there was literally nothing to like attach it to?
No, I mean, they did an absolute amazing job putting me back together. It was James Cook at Middlesbrough, and they were absolutely amazing.
How much time, you said what you remember is quite limited. From the accident to when I suppose you started remembering things again, what kind of time are we looking at?
Yeah, the 2 weeks after the accident, I was on a lot of drugs.
There are some funny stories, but I don't think this.
Honestly, my reality of those 2 weeks is just out there. Complete. Like, I can't watch certain things on telly now, like sci-fi stuff. I can't watch it because it's too similar to what I thought was my reality over that.
Wow.
We had to go at starting Alien Earth 2 nights ago. Literally 30 seconds. He was like, "Nah."
Oh, that's such a shame. It's really good.
Well, I was about to go no loss as well.
Watch it. It's really good.
You come to my Netflix account, Jayson. It's a safe place with your little twee little American. Yeah.
So that 2 weeks was kind of some. I won't go in. Some of the stuff that was going on was just so out there.
Your poor brain was like, "What the hell?"
Yeah, I mean, what was it? Fentanyl, morphine, and ketamine for like a couple of weeks. So it was like Reading Festival, really, but for 2 weeks.
Kim, what was going on in your life when this was happening?
Yeah, getting that call was just the worst thing that has ever happened.
Who called you?
It was the police. Jayson had an appointment with a physio at about 12 o'clock, I think. And it was 11 o'clock and he wasn't home. And I was like, this is weird. He normally would be home to eat because he would eat something before he went to physio. And I actually left a message on his phone, something like, I'm just worried you're all in a ditch somewhere, so give me a ring. And no answer, obviously. So the accident happened at around 11 o'clock and the police called me at around gone 1. And I was about to leave the house to go and look for him. Yeah, I'd called the physio. She was like, no sign. I was like, ring me up because he might have gone straight there. Maybe he was late or something. And yeah, it didn't happen. So I'd got the car key. I was about to walk out of the house and I got the call. The policeman just said, I'm coming to get you. And he was in Huttonley Hall, which is about 20 minutes away. But I remember just pacing up and down. I didn't know what to do. I phoned my mum to come and look after the dog. You just kind of go into this, what can I do? I need to do something reaction, I think. So I was sorting the dog out. I was thinking, what do I need? Do I need money? What do I need to take with me? Do I need to take him some clothes?
Did you have any awareness? Had they told you the sort of severity of the accident?
No, they just kept saying he's very poorly. And I was like, I don't know what that means. After I got the call from the police, I got a message from Simon, who's the husband of one of the people that was on scene. I had no idea they were there. So he said, if you need anything, if you need me to come and get you, let me know. So I was like, how does Simon know? So I rung him up to try and get some clarity on the situation. He told me roughly what had happened and what his wife had sort of relayed to him. The police, they must do this for everything. They'd said to all the people that knew us at the scene, don't get in touch with Kim until we've got in touch with them. So I don't know. So by the time I got there, he'd already been whizzed off to hospital. He was already in situ. He was already stable. We got a call about 20 minutes into the drive because from here to Middlesbrough is over an hour. You know, we had lights on, we had siren on. So yeah, when he got the call to say that Jayson was stable, I think he backed off a bit. I can't remember.
Oh no, were you like, no, keep the lights on?
Well, the thing, he didn't really need them because it's such a quiet road. And it amazes me still. We saw someone the other day who didn't move out of the way for a police van with sirens on, actually physically blocked them. And I was just raging about it. It was horrible seeing him like that in A&E. The staff were amazing, just so kind and caring throughout. I just went into doing mode. I can't remember a lot of, I think like Jayson, I can't remember a lot of the sort of things that they said to me when I first got there or anything. I just know they were very nice. My perception of time, I have no idea how long things were taking. I remember going into A&E, seeing him in there, going into a waiting room and then going into ICU and then just sitting there for ages, getting picked up by his sister and brother-in-law who brought me home. And then as soon as I got home again, I was just like, right, what can I do? And I came and sat on his computer and started cancelling stuff for the weekend for the race because I needed the job and some distraction. And that was pretty much the whole 2 weeks that he was under or not himself. I was just doing jobs, just distraction. And then after that 2 weeks, I just kind of, when I knew he was all right and himself again, I just crashed. Every time I drove to the hospital, I'd been like totally on it. I was fully awake, completely aware. People were like, do you want me to take you? Because you must be exhausted. I think I only got a lift once or twice. The rest of the time I was just like, I wanted that drive to feel useful. And then when he came round again and everything was starting to be okay, I just crashed. The adrenaline just went straight through the floor. And I was like nearly falling asleep in the car. I was like, this is ridiculous. I was like necking sweets and Coke to try and stay awake. We've been on very different paths with it.
Journeys.
Yeah.
The same. I think in some ways, Jayson, you've got the physical and the mental scars, but Kim is something you'll never get over mentally as well, and physically as well, that sort of trauma does to you. Or hate what Garmin would have said to you on your watch after.
Do they offer any emotional support though? Yeah, obviously the physical side of things, but for both of you, potentially like a life altering situation, Jayson, and from someone who's a very active person, there's so many things going on there. And yeah, Kim, obviously you're his partner and witnessing everything. I'm just curious, that level of aftercare, more than just physical care.
Yeah, I mean, there was a charity called Day One that is based out of James Cook Hospital. And a friend of ours from the running club actually had a really serious illness years ago, and he really benefited from them as well. And he told me about them, but they'd already been round with leaflets and things. There's a chap that sort of does the rounds and sees everyone that he needs to see. They're great. They offer financial support as well. They offer counselling, loads of other stuff that I can't remember. But again, I had lots of people handing me things, bits of paper, and I was just like putting it in my bag. I was like, but they stood out because they kept coming round and they kept talking to us, both of us, when Jayson was in the ward as well. Because of the to and fro from the hospital, I actually got a bit of money to pay for travel costs. So that was really nice. And I think we intend on giving that back at some point. That was handy. The police as well gave me a few charities that they work with, one called Break, I can't remember the other ones, that you can talk to. And so I talked to the guy from Break once. So there's a lot of free sort of options. You can self-refer in the NHS for counselling as well. Everyone wants to help and make sure you're okay. It's just, I think sometimes you need to be a little bit proactive with it. You can't just let it come to you. For you, it was a bit different, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think generally though, when you're in the hospital and you're in that system, then it's amazing. It's almost a bit overwhelming in a way. There's a lot of support mentally. I think it's when you come out, and anybody that's been in a similar situation maybe found that it's when you actually leave the hospital that's hard, because you suddenly out of this really safe, supportive environment, and then there's just nothing, and it's like, where do you go? We just had some weird stuff. I was coughing up blood one day out of nowhere, and I sort of had a bit of a panic about that. And it was like, if I was in hospital, the nurses would just come around and said, yeah, don't worry about it. Whereas when you're at home and you're like, what do you do? So I think, and the kind of the mental support as well, it's sort of afterwards, it tapers off. There are people to call, there are NHS numbers to call and stuff like that. But it's kind of, there's a waiting list and everything. So I think it's more like afterwards. For me, it was a lot harder after I came out of hospital. Whereas obviously for Kim, it was that 2 weeks was just horrendous.
We leaned on people a lot as well. Everyone, I had so many people. And again, that was quite overwhelming. It was almost a full-time job, sort of responding to people who want to help, but a lot of people offering help but not necessarily giving us specifics. Let me know what I can do.
You just want someone to come around and go, I've taken the dog for a walk, by the way.
You, Eddie, even though you live in Scotland, you were like, I can come down and get moss if you need me to. I can.
How many people offered to have the dog over anything? Like, I could do the dog, I'm not doing cooking or cleaning.
Literally, everyone offered to look after Moss, every single person.
Brilliant.
And so we leaned on people to look after Moss quite a lot. He had some nice little days out and holidays.
It was a mint time,
he loved it. I was leaning on people to help with occasionally taking me to hospital when I just felt like I couldn't go by myself. Someone did come round and cut our hedge, someone that we don't know very well offered to do the garden for us, and I was like, yeah, okay.
They were like, been wanting to get my hands on that garden for ages.
The hedge is so high. So I think if you do find yourself in a situation like this, and neither of us are people that like to take help. We both want to do things ourselves, but I think you need to lean on people. I did a lot of it on my own. There were points where I was just like, I can't do this anymore. Just like, even to the point of my closest friend from school just asked her to come round one night and we just sat and had a chat. Like, we don't often do that because we're both busy people. Yeah, so ask for help. But if you're offering help, try and be specific. Like, someone sent me vouchers for Cook, this website, Cook. So that I didn't have to, so I just ordered a load of ready meals for myself, so I didn't have to get in late and then cook, which was really nice. I mean, it cost her money, which I'm very grateful for, but it was practical.
I think that's one of the amazing things is just how nice people have been during and afterwards. Just so many people were just absolutely brilliant, and actually reconnected with a lot of people that I haven't heard from for a long time. That's quite nice. Obviously, it's a bit of a shock to the system, and you tend to realign and remember what's important a bit as well.
We're a couple of months on now. How are you both now? Where are you sort of in your journey?
Sort of for me, it's been really important for things to be as normal as possible for Kim. So I've been trying to not be a pain in the ass.
That's normal, isn't it? You're meant to be a pain in the ass.
Yeah, consciously not be a pain in the ass.
There were practical things when you first came home, weren't there, that we maybe hadn't considered. Like he was so desperate to get home, he was like trying to do everything he could to get home. And then when he got home, it was like, oh, I need help with quite a lot of things actually. Even just the amount of drugs and when you have to take them, which configuration you take them in and stuff. We had to like write it down because neither of us were very clear. So at first it was harder, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I can't really walk Moss on the lead because if he pulls me, that's not a good thing to deal with. I can't drive. Like, they're probably the two things that are a bit of a pain still. But other than that, your routine's back to normal, isn't it?
Yeah.
My routine is like just not training.
I was going to say it's normal, but minus training, isn't it?
Minus as much volume training, but like just fully focused on rehab stuff. That's like
hanging with the jockeys. Have you stood over a couple of jockeys yet and gone, you're very small?
Yeah, no, I could have been a jockey, couldn't I? Yeah.
What's the prognosis, Jayson? At very early days, we spoke to Jackie Stretton a few weeks ago. Very serious accident, told she'd never run again, and 10 Lakeland 100 finishes. Like, a truly inspiring story. But yeah, what kind of message are you hearing so far from the doctors?
Yeah, it's quite vague. Like, everybody's different. The surgeon said it'd be 12 to 18 months before I'm at that point where it's probably not going to improve anymore. But what that point is, we don't really know. He's done a similar thing on somebody else, and he said they could get their arm up to 90 degrees and they were kind of okay with that. For me, that'd be crap, if I'm honest. So I want to be able to hang off a bar and do a pull-up. If I can do that again, that's a great place to be. So I'm working a lot on the mobility to do that, because a lot of that, it's just shoulder mobility. If I could do that, for me, that's the gold standard. And then the lungs are the other aspect, which that can just take a long time. At the moment, I would probably say they're like 65, 70% capacity of what they normally would be. And that's not like losing fitness, that's just lung capacity. So yeah, it's one of those things. But I like the fact they haven't said, this is where you'll get to. It's sort of unlimited.
The surgeon was really pleased with his work, wasn't he? And he said that the plates shouldn't impact ultimately the range, the rehab. It's
just like scar tissue and
the
swelling, all the rest of it. So it's kind of like on me. Well, I feel it's on me to do as much as I can. As fantastic as the NHS is when you're in that critical care accident situation, the follow-up stuff is limited with the physio and stuff like that. So that's why I'm having private physio.
They want to get people functioning. They don't need to get people to a high level of athleticism, do they? So it's like...
Yeah, as long as I can function. So it's kind of, I've taken the responsibility on myself to do as much as I can, and it is doing a lot. So, we've got all sorts of contraptions set up with resistance bands hanging off things downstairs. Up until 2 weeks ago, I wasn't allowed to actually use any of the muscles. They had to take my deltoid off and the muscle off the back of my infraspinatus, back of my scapula. They had to take those off so they could do all the metal work underneath. Yeah. And then they had to reattach them. Like, I've got 2 screws in the side there that they had to reattach the tendons to. It's been waiting actually for the tendons to heal before I can do anything sort of active. The bone and everything's sort of mending quite well. So everything's had to be passive. So it's been like, I've been allowed to move my arm as much as I can, but it's had to be like supported by either the other arm, or like I've had a resistance band hanging off the ceiling and hooked my hand into it and then, stretching my hand up there sort of thing to try and just get that shoulder higher and higher. So it's kind of like problem solving all the time. And
if there's a man that can do that, think outside the box though. That's how you built your coaching empire, is like thinking outside the box, thinking what's worked. You talked about sitting on your bike, and we talked a little bit about going on Zwift. Are you able to sort of walk?
The walking's got a lot better. Now there's a little bit more strength in the shoulder. I can kind of hold it in place. So walking, I'm about up to an hour before. I just have to sit down or lay down because it just really aches, because it all just sort of droops forward. So that's nice. Being able to just go and walk for a good amount of time is really nice. Actually, sitting on the turbo's been more comfortable because I got, the tables you get. So I got one of those that goes really high, and then I could just rest my arm on it. So I've been able to do that more than anything else, really, and just sit and turn my legs over, get my lungs working a little bit. Yeah, that's probably been the most useful thing from that side of things. I tried a little jog this morning.
Did you tell me?
I was just like, I'll just do a little jog, and I did about 5 steps. I was like, ooh.
But there's a start. It's a little like the brain releasing you almost to go, I could. You might not be ready, but it's the brain is going, it's still there.
Yeah, it's going, well, can you?
Can you? Rather than going like probably even 2 weeks ago, you were like, absolutely no way. But a little bit of release to go, we're moving forward, and that must be massive.
Quite interesting. Like every week something changes, so you have to sort of be careful not to limit yourself by going, oh well, I can't do this, and then you kind of stop yourself trying. Instead of going, well, I can't do this at the moment, kind of break it down and do it a little bit easier, or just try it again the next week. And it's like just little things, even just sounds daft, like closing the door behind you. At first, reaching my hand behind me to shut the door behind me, I just couldn't do it. It hurt. Whereas now it's sort of like, if I'm really conscious about using the right muscles and stuff, you can then do it. So you sort of reevaluate every week what you can and can't do.
When you were sort of back out of your Reading Festival mix, very early on in your recovery, you sort of, Kim and you both said, life is too short. We don't want to chase races anymore. We just want to chase rainbows and sort of do things that fill our heart. Is that sort of where your brain is, both of you, sort of still at?
I think there's still things we want to do, isn't there?
Yeah. I'm kind of short-term goals at the moment. I'm sort of, because there's that unknown aspect. So for me, it's like priority is being able to drive again. Being able to drive is going to make a huge difference to me and Kim, be strong enough to walk Moss on the lead. For me, it's the short-term stuff, unlocking those things. Yeah, it's weird. You see sort of events and things that I had my eye on before. I probably don't feel that excited about them at the moment because I just know, not in that place yet. At the same time, I'm sort of quite open-minded. Sometimes it's nice to have those aspirations and goals because they're a bit of a driving force behind, moving the rehab forward and stuff like that as well. If I just resigned myself to the fact that I'm never going to be able to do anything again and just sit on the sofa and watch Netflix.
Yeah, we wouldn't let that. You can't watch very much on Netflix anyway. Believe me, if you don't like aliens and killing and stuff. Has it been quite hard with being as a fellow coach? I know exactly what our lives are like and working life. Has it been quite hard because you've stepped out of being, both of you, suddenly life's changed a lot? How have you dealt with that, with like having to carry on with other people's dreams and aspirations? And sometimes it can be really hard because you almost want to step away from that world and stay in where you are in that lane. How has that been the last couple of months?
Initially for me, I was very much like, when someone was saying, I think I might want to do this race, but it's too scary, I don't know if I can do it, I was just like, just do it. Which was quite different.
Quite different from your normal style of like,
I was like, life's too short, just enter it, we'll sort it out, we'll work it out, it'll be fine. Not like someone who's only just done a 5k doing like 100, but if you really want something, stop second guessing yourself. If you've got the credentials to do it, we'll work it out. That I think is a nice change for me. I'm kind of I am still cautious with people, but slightly less cautious with sort of agreeing to some things that people want to do. I really enjoy seeing people do things still. So I think you're the same. Like, it's really, really nice to just see everyone have a really good go at what it is they've got planned and either finish it or not finish it and learn from it. Is still the same in that respect. It's really life affirming, isn't it? Because people are doing the things that they love and that give them joy. So I think that's the only other thing as well I would say is I'm erring more towards, if something is giving you joy, then great, stick with it. If it's a job or work and it's a chore and you're getting stressed and anxious about things, then we need to look at what it is that you're choosing to do, because that's pointless. This is supposed to be a hobby. It's not supposed to be a job. It's not supposed to be something that you're dreading.
Are you still open for business? There might be people out there who are looking for
Gary.
There might be somebody out there who's thinking, I don't want to bother them. They've got so much going on at the moment. Are you, still taking potential clients?
I mean, it's weird. I've got more time now. The sort of mental capacity is a lot better than it was. Now I'm on less drugs.
Not before the accident, just after the accident.
It probably is actually, not training as much, don't have as much brain fog. So I mean, we're sort of always open to helping whoever we can. I think it's weird. Kim's worried that I resent her going out for long runs and stuff like that, and actually it's completely the other way. I love the fact that Kim's going out for long runs. I love the fact that we are able to do what we do, supporting people in doing these amazing challenges or just being fitter and healthier and happier. I get a lot out of it, and it's actually it really helped me afterwards, sort of trying to engage with that more. I love seeing what people are doing, and without getting too soppy, it's a privilege to be part of those people's sort of journeys and training and coaching and everything. It's a privileged position to be in, so I've embraced it quite a lot, really. Glued to the trackers this weekend because it was you were doing the 7 valleys, it was 13 valleys as well, and we had people doing those events, and I loved seeing how everyone was getting on.
They still haven't. This is I need to speak to James at Open Tracking. So this is my idea with the trackers, is when you get to a checkpoint, because you never know, do you? You just watch your trackers and you're like, is Gary puking? How's he doing? Is he having the race of his life? So as you go into a checkpoint, when you go out of a public toilet and they're like, rate the toilet. And my kids always press on it. It's disgusting. And I'm like, don't press those disgusting buttons. And there's like smiley face, unhappy face. But we could make them like running emoji, and then people could press them, and then their tracker would be that emoji. So you'd be like, oh, they're having a great race. They're smiling. I can not worry about them. And then if someone's like having a rubbish time, they can be like the sad crying emoji.
The puking emoji.
Mine would just be green, green, green.
You'd have the puking emoji, the poo emoji.
Yeah, I mean, they don't need to come up with new emojis. They're all there. Yeah. You could just choose. You could just choose like your top 5 and put them in. I'm going to put it.
That's a really funny idea.
It would make tracking a bit more interesting, wouldn't it? And like on Instagram, and it goes, "What are you thinking?" You could also just quick voice record into a speaker. This is shit. It would just keep playing that. Maybe we could set up our own. You could choose which sort of track you want. Anyway, we digressed. We really thank you for sharing that. That's probably your first time you've sat and talked it through as well, and I can see it's still very much forefront, obviously, in both of your lives and your brains. We really appreciate you. I never want people's trauma. You hear podcasts when people are like, they talk about things. You're like, this is going out to thousands of people. Like, you don't need to share trauma, but I think it is like, you are both big figures. When we said you're coming on the podcast, a Facebook group went mad. People might not have known what has happened, or they might have known a little bit. So to actually hear it, and to hear about Jayson, your commitment to, like, as we would expect nothing else, to the bands and to the rehab, and your positivity, and Kim, for the love you've shown him and the support and the love that just when you're both talking to each other, then you're looking at each other like little newlyweds, just like, I'm sure it has changed your relationship, and I'm sure it's tested your relationship as well. But when we make those wedding vows to like stick by with each other, we have to do that, don't we? And so I'm sure it's had its highs and lows, but sharing that as well, if people in a different variant might be in a different situation or whatever, or just so that people know your story a little bit. We're really grateful for you sharing that bit. So you guys have been very lucky, because we invited you to be our brew with the coaches while our other coaches are off on their hollybobs. You're very kindly going to step in and be our October, November, Brew with the Coaches. Before we set you loose on some of those questions, we thought we'll test the waters over on Facebook and just see how you're doing. Do you have the knowledge and the rapid response and just the mental capacity to be able to answer some of these really deep questions that our podcast listeners come up with? So I've got hundreds. I was only going to do like 3, but I've got loads.
Been let loose, Eddie. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I've been let loose. Gary was away and I was allowed to plan the script. They got to be quick, okay? So I don't want thinking. I don't want smart answers. I want it done quickly. I haven't put people's names in because I thought these are meant to be quick if we start putting people's names in. But thank you, everyone that gave these questions. Right, okay, you can start, Kim. Post-race treat.
Probably cheese.
It's good. There was a bit of a pause there, so I'm going to have to ask you to go a little bit quicker, all right?
Oh, these are really fast.
I know.
Oh,
yeah,
no.
This is not so fast. All right, Jason. I'll be kinder on you, Jason. Jason, have you ever made a training setup for an athlete who is annoying you?
I know who asked that question.
No, because if I do that, I end up wanting to do the session myself.
Beasting one.
I love like the hard sessions. So I'll make them run slower.
You did
if you're like,
you're
so clever, I'm going to set you up.
Yeah.
You did used to do hill reps with squats at the top.
Yeah, but I like them. They're good.
And that was, I know it's a good one, but I feel like that's quite a mean one.
No.
Hill rep with squats at the top. Oh my goodness, mate.
Yeah,
And then
do mountain races.
No, halfway up.
That's better. Halfway up.
Just squat jump to the top.
Yeah, you do it at the top, it's done then, isn't it? You got to do your squats and lunges.
And then run, yeah. Or I sort of do the same when I do.
Hill.
Yeah, I do deadlifts into squat jumps, and those first few squat jumps after a deadlift, you're like, I can't. Right, I'm not good at this. All right, Kim, uphill or downhill?
Why can't I be quick?
I don't know.
Because it all depends.
No, there's no depending.
Uphill.
Uphill. I'm going to ask Jason that. Jason, would you rather fingers for toes or toes for fingers?
Toes for fingers.
No.
Would you? Oh, no.
Fingers for toes because then you've got 2 lots of fingers.
Yeah, but none of my trainers will fit if I did that.
But you could climb stuff.
Yeah,
do you swap them though? If your fingers become toes, your toes become fingers, or could you still have fingers all over?
Ooh, fingers all over.
Yeah.
Let's just hope that never happens.
Let's hope that never happens. Kim, what's the best thing about running with your dog?
The breaks and the other dog scratches and chills.
Kim likes dog bothering. She's
Yeah.
a proper dog botherer.
And when you talk, you suddenly say something. Does Moss go, oh, because you're quiet for ages, and then I'll suddenly go, oh, something or other. And my dogs will go, oh, hi, we forgot you were there. Jason, fave lube. I think this is for
I
chat.
can't remember what it is. What is it? Bum butter.
Kim, fave poles.
My Lecky, I don't know what they are. Lecky, whatever they are that I've got.
Lecky in the gloves. Lecky Mountain ones.
Yeah.
Jason, favourite comfort food in a race?
I do like proper stodge, like pizza, or I've had a battered fish before in 40 miles into a race. That was nice. Spaghetti bolognese, the Expedition Foods spaghetti bolognese.
That's what I
4 o'clock in the morning at on the spine race.
Happy little tramp.
Sitting there eating that. What's the
Malton. It was at
Malham Tarn.
Malham Tarn. That's it.
I carried a freeze-dried spaghetti bolognese, and I was sat there eating that, and Eugenie and Ian Keefe were sat watching me, like almost dribbling, eating that.
Didn't offer. I hope you didn't give them even. Did you just let them smell it?
I did actually have some left, and Eugenie ate it. Ian and I got out the checkpoint while he was still eating it.
Kim, favourite biscuit to go with tea, and describe your dunking technique.
I think a milk chocolate hobnob. The chocolate is nice and melty, isn't it? But then it's a sturdy biscuit, so you don't lose it. I don't often do, this is shocking, I know, I don't often do tea and biscuit dunking.
What do I?
But I don't want it to drop off. I don't want it to go in there. I just want to melt the chocolate a bit so that I can still chew it.
See, I'll leave it in there, get it nice and juicy, then I'll suck the chocolate off. Is that gross?
You done Twix straws?
No, but that is a thing, isn't it? Oh, that sounds incredible.
They're the best.
You can teach the kids that when you come and stay. That sounds right up Rory's street. Jason, No, it's not protein. He'd have a shake before that. Rory sent Jayson a message, Gary, when I think Jayson was only a few weeks post, or even a few days, saying, I think Finney was like, take it easy, love you loads, look after yourself. And Rory was like, more protein, more passion, come on.
Burger for breakfast, didn't he?
And Coke. You had to have Coke with it. Yeah.
Oh, I love it. Jayson, are Jaffa cakes a biscuit or a cake? These are all food related. People have got one thing.
It's a Jaffa cake. So it's a cake because it's the cake.
And you could just put I think it's one of the best biscuits, and I think it's underrated. It's got really good amount of carbs in it, and it's one bite and then taste sensation. And they travel well.
It's a big deal, isn't it? This has actually it's gone to court. I think they made a massive one to determine then does that look like a cake or a biscuit? And I think it's the jury decided it was a cake.
The size would make a difference. If it was giant, it would be a cake, wouldn't it? But because of the compact size of it, it is more like a biscuit.
Kim, what fast food joint do you love the most?
I mean, I like McDonald's. It's all right.
Do you?
Yeah. I used to work in McDonald's when I was at uni, and it wasn't, it's not shocking like people think it is. It's pretty good. The one I worked in was pretty decent in terms of cleanliness. I know it's not the most ethical thing, but the Big Tasty, they just brought the Big Tasty back, and that is good, actually.
Tell me about the Big Tasty. I did not know you had this knowledge.
I used to make my own and leave the lettuce out and stuff and just put extra sauce and cheese in. I don't think many people dislike a McDonald's milkshake, do they?
But why is the machine always bust? It's always broke.
It's not really. That's just what Lisa tells you. I think of McDonald's is underrated because when you've got kids, they're starving, and actually a burger and some chips and a milkshake, actually it hits all your major food groups. And if you leave your gherkins in, you got a bit of vegetable.
Gordon Ramsay's blogging Burger Kings these days. I saw an advert the other day. A Wagyu beef burger in Burger King.
Oh my!
I think that's George's.
Nice.
That's George's choice. Jayson, tea bag of choice. Oh, you don't drink tea, do you?
Yeah, Yorkshire tea.
A Yorkshire tea? I've never seen you drink a tea.
Usually first thing in the morning.
Okay.
That's why I've got a Yorkshire tea.
I saw that. I thought that was for us, especially.
No, that was actually Johnny Brownlee's bottle that he gave to me. So there you go.
Do you still lick the nipple?
Special. Yeah, I've not washed it.
Kim, best trail shoe.
I'm back on my Scott Super Track RC actually, but the old iteration. I haven't tried the new ones yet because I've still got a brand new pair that I haven't used.
It's super cheap, yeah. I think you can get them for £49 or something over on Sport Shoes.
They're so good.
Underrated, but an excellent shoe. Jayson, if you had to run a marathon dressed as a character from a movie, who would it be?
Mr. Blobby would be a good one, wouldn't it?
That would be fun, wouldn't it? I mean,
because everybody likes Mr. Blobby.
Yeah, and you can just
he's allowed
cannon
to
into everything.
Yeah, he's allowed to go off script, isn't he? So
yeah, and it would be quite good as well if you shoulders still recovering because you've got a bit of padding, so you can sort of we'll look forward to that one.
Off Mr. Blobby the movie.
Kim, what do you tell yourself when you want to skip a run?
I don't.
You just skip the run.
I don't give myself a choice, really. I think that's really sad. Sometimes I'm not like massively up for a run, but I don't not do it.
You might modify it, mightn't you? But
yeah. Like there was one instance where I had really bad period pains. I got to the place, I was doubled up, sitting on a bench, literally groaning out loud, and I was just like, right, I'm just going to put my jacket on and walk instead because I've got a nice sandwich in the car that I want to eat after this. And if I just go home, that won't feel like I want my sandwich as much. So I just started walking and eventually abated, and I started running, and then I did the run. So I think, sorry. That's really...
No, just get it done.
Get it done.
Give yourself 10 strides. That's what I always do. Always get to my gate, get out my gate. And the minute I do, there's sometimes the dialogue that goes on in my head before that run is ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's exhausting.
I'll quite often maybe say I'm going to do 5 instead of 8, and then I end up doing 8, whatever it is. I'll just give myself a bit of grace.
Yeah.
Jayson, well, I'm not sure. This might be a better one for Kim, but I'll ask Jayson. What's one song you think should be on everyone's playlist? Yeah. Do you want me to skip it?
What?
No, I was just going to say Smack My Bitch Up by Prodigy.
Festival days.
I mean, you just, something like that. I think a bit of chaos is good, isn't it?
Let's put that on. Kim, can I ask you that one too? Because I like this one.
Controversial, probably, but I really like, what's it called? Colours of the Wind from Pocahontas.
I like that one.
Because it's just, the lyrics are beautiful. Like,
Lyrics.
I really, when you're out running in nature, and it's made me cry a few times, even when I've listened to it. Just the words are so nice. It's lovely.
We look forward to your performance of that at the Teen Trails Christmas party.
Apology, lyrics are nice.
Yeah, really.
This is for both of you. What breed of dog would you be?
I'd just be a collie.
You're a collie.
I'd be a collie,
100%.
definitely.
Just really annoying. Always
What's the dog today,
Really
please?
annoying. Want to know where everyone is.
never gives up. Always
Running
that
speed.
annoying pace that you can't quite keep up at, but you're just going, it's easy, come on, follow me.
Like chasing sheep. And
The
the ball.
Balls.
ball.
Chase the ball.
Chase the ball.
That was my mantra on Lakeland 50. Chase the ball. We were in the pub the night before the Lakeland 50 and I was feeling a bit down. There was this collie in the pub and it only had 3 legs. The guy in there had a ball for it and he kept throwing the ball. And it was just amazing to watch this collie with 3 legs. Didn't know it only had 3 legs. The way it was moving was normal. Basically was so focused on that ball, that was its thing. So my mantra for the Lakeland 50 the next day was just be focused like the collie was, chase the ball, not think about anything else.
Was that the year you broke the course record and won, Jayson? Should we just drop that in?
No, it was
drop
actually
that
the first year that I
won, you
didn't
won.
break the course record, but I still won.
Chase the ball. That's
Chase
different
the
to
ball.
hands on the ball. Chase the
That's
ball.
different. Jason's not as
Hashtag
like
chase the
you.
ball.
Yeah.
Kim, what dog would you be?
I was just thinking, what's like food orientated? Like, I think, one of those little like Romanian street dogs that kind of looks like a fox. but isn't.
No.
I'd be one of them because they're, very loyal, but needs to get to know you before they give their loyalty to you. They like free food. They're a bit little edgy, scrappy, aren't they?
Yeah, don't mess with them.
No.
But once you've got their trust, you're in their circle. Yeah, I like it. You thought that one through. You had that little bit of extra time there.
Yeah.
And that played in your strength. Right, our last question before we go into the other quick five. Quick five. What a session we've had. We ask all our guests to share their idea of a workout of the week. We've had all sorts: hill reps, lovely long runs, sunset runs, tempo runs. What's your favourite session to do to give to clients that people can try out this week?
This was actually, so I'm going to name drop, but this was actually one that Johnny Brownlee gave us when we went on the training camp. So it's one that he does. You do 3 by 5 minutes or a K at your sort of tempo/threshold pace. So it's a fast effort. 3 by 5 minutes with 30 seconds rest at the end of each of those.
We
And then after the third one, you get 90 seconds rest. So longer recovery. And then you repeat that, but you have 45 seconds rest between each one. You're trying to maintain that same pace. So your first 3, you might be, just building into it, sort of trying to hit that 5K park run pace. And then the second set of 5 minutes, you're trying to at least maintain that or do it slightly quicker, but you're getting a slightly longer rest. But it's a really good session to do. It's good to do with other people, that one, because you can do it out and back.
Yeah, you could do that in a club night, couldn't you? And we go to our lamppost or whatever and turn around and then, I like the idea of that. And I guess as well, if people could do like 3 minutes instead of 5 minutes, if they're just getting into it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome.
One that I sort of like/dislike. I like it. And one that maybe isn't something that you do with other people is just a moderate hour, or like see how far you can go in an hour. So you would have a little warm up at either side, cool down at either side. I would sometimes say do this like with no other distractions, just to see how much you can kind of grit it out. You're not going super hard, but you want to be nice and consistent. So you're not setting off like a rocket and then dying on your ass. You want to be as consistent as you can be, but it's like moderately hard for a full hour, and just see how far you can go. I quite like that one. It's a bit ugly, but it's a good tester.
So for that hour then, would that be maybe say marathon pace?
Yeah, definitely the other side of easy. You don't want to be completely wrecked when you've finished, but you want to know you've done something. So yeah, marathonish
I
effort.
love that. I'm all over that one, Kim.
We don't have to do the quick 5.
I don't know.
We can leave
It's fine.
it.
We'll do it. Go for it.
Okay.
I like these. I didn't create these questions this time.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. If you could instantly, I'm going to ask you this too, Eddie. If you could instantly become an expert in any total random field, what would it be? Kim, you go first.
Geology.
Oh, She's
Rocks.
gone high. I was going to go marksman. I've gone low.
Oh, no, that'd be cool. Oh, yeah, that'd be cool. I just really like rocks. I'd love to learn more about them. That is quite boring, isn't it?
No.
I think it's really, just really fascinating. I like when you're out and about and you like pick a stone up or something. If I could know the theory behind it, I would find that really interesting.
Yeah, how was this formed? Yeah.
Oh, do you know what? I think it'd be something like music or being able to play the piano, because I'm so rubbish at that. It's so far out of what I am actually, able to do. If that was a gift, that'd be quite nice. I started trying to learn.
Not tell anyone, and then just
and then just like rock up, in a train station somewhere and play something amazing. That's a YouTube rabbit hole to go down, isn't it? Watching,
with all your free time
in train stations.
When Lisa and I were backpacking, there was always someone who'd whip out a guitar and strum around some campfire, and it was like, oh, for God's sake, please put it away. But yeah, when somebody is quite skillful and they tinkle in the ivories or get a guitar out, that is a treat.
Yeah.
What's something on your bucket list that you haven't crossed off yet?
I really want to do the Yorkshire Three Peaks cyclocross race, and I was supposed to do that this year in September. I got the confirmation of a place just after I came out of hospital. So I declined. So I want to do that next year. That's
love it. I'll be there cheering you on.
Feels like an achievable bucket list goal, that one.
Is it carnage though, cyclocross? I've seen videos on YouTube and it's just like a muddy mess, bikes slipping all over the place.
Yeah, like your normal weekend cyclocross races are, I think they're very hard work. I mean, it's like cross-country running races. It's, it's that intensity, but it's mud and it's a lot of strength work and stuff. But the Yorkshire Three Peaks cyclocross race is like the hardest cyclocross race in the world. You're carrying and running up and down some of the hills with your bike.
Penny Ghent?
Yeah. Penny Ghent, Ingleborough and Whernside.
You'll be down that in a rocket. There'll be no carrying your bike. You'll be like...
You've got to climb. Don't you go up the Pennine
You got
Road?
the climbing bit with your bike.
One of the I think it's Ingleborough, you go up the really steep bit as well. Yeah, it looks mint. Well, it's a good test though, isn't it? You got to be able to run, bike, carry your bike, not fall off, all that.
I think you might fall off multiple times.
Kim?
I'm going to go with one that I also know I'm going to do in the same vein. I was thinking, Trans Rockies, but then I was like, no, the Yorkshire Three Peaks race. I'm on my 13th one currently. I'm going to do 2 more. If you do 15 as a woman, you get a special framed picture of the peaks, and it's quite a big deal. I think only 6 women have done it so far.
Wow.
That's, next 2 years.
But you have to go back the following year to actually get your plaque.
Excellent. If you could switch lives with anyone for a day, who would it be? I'll give you a little bit of time to think about it, Kim. Yeah, Jayson, you can go first. I thought immediately I'd do Steve Irwin, but he's not with us anymore. But I thought also for someone who has such an insane life, like Tom Cruise would be ace. Just imagine what a day. I know it's not like way out there or anything, but what a day in the life of Tom Cruise would be like.
Do you not think you might end up with the day where he's sat watching Netflix in his pants?
I don't think he does. He doesn't have those days, Jayson. He doesn't have those days.
Running really fast and...
because you just, every time you go for a run, you just sprinting.
Oh, I'd learn the Tom run. I'd be able to run like Tom. Strapped onto the side of an airplane. Incredible.
He's pretty awesome, isn't he?
Yeah. Tom Cruise as well.
I don't know. Yeah, that's a really good question, isn't it? Yeah, I think Tom Cruise would be up there, wouldn't he? Brad Pitt. I mean, he's pretty cool, isn't he?
Oh, yes, he does it with a bit more finesse, doesn't he?
In his heyday, though. In his heyday. Let's go.
Brad Pitt, Fight Club days. That'd be cool, wouldn't it?
I think your lives would be very similar, Jace.
He was proper ripped then, wasn't he?
I've got another one for you, Kim. This is a good one. If you had to eat the same meal every day for a week, what would it be?
Macaroni cheese. I'm now thinking of pudding as well. Macaroni cheese and some kind of ice cream. I'm not that bothered. Nice ice cream. Oh, we have a nice ice cream shop called Groovy Moo, actually. They do the best ice cream. So they're like rhubarb and custard, or they're jammy dodger ice cream.
If you have a dessert, like say an apple crumble or a sticky toffee pudding, would you custard or ice cream it?
Ice cream. I can do quick 5 questions about food.
We're getting the thing now. We've done so many. We've got it.
Well, you have Mary.
You're custard, aren't you?
You custard.
I love the hot and the cold combination, so I'd probably go apple pie, probably custard, sticky toffee, I think ice cream.
Guys, we've never asked anybody so many questions. We love it. Thank you so much for coming
We've
on
got
the
one more
podcast.
question, Eddie. We've got one more.
What is it?
The Instagram story music.
Oh Lord, I'm fearful for this. I know what he's going to choose as well.
Smack my bitch up.
And I said, do you want to do it? Because I was on before. But
oh dear, they're arguing now. They're arguing.
You wrote a blog about that song.
Oh yeah,
didn't you?
Yeah.
And I really like it because it applies to quite a few different things. And you're hedging because you can't remember the name of it. I can remember the tune. It's the
sing it.
It's the Gambler.
Yeah, it's the Gambler.
By, some people call me a space cowboy. Is that the one?
No. By Kenny Rogers. You gotta know when to hold 'em, know when to fold 'em. That one.
Kenny Rogers.
Yeah, I liked Kim's blog about that. It was quite insightful, and it's a nice tune as well, isn't it?
Share your blog when this goes live. Share your blog, Kim, and then we.
But South Downs Way 51.
Oh, was it? Oh.
Know when to walk away.
Oh, guys, thank you so much. Thank you for sharing a little bit of what's been going on. We really appreciate that, and for bringing the humour to the podcast, sharing your coaching knowledge, and we look forward to your all your knowledge of the brew with the coaches over the next few podcasts as well. Keep us updated how it's going, and we will have a fan club out at the Three Peaks cyclocross and race next year for both of you guys. You're amazing. You're much loved in the community. You're much loved with the Suttons and the Thwaites as well. And keep going with all your bands and amaze those physios. And Kim, good luck at Jedburgh. Will we see you before or after? I can't remember. You're coming after. Oh, we can look after you. We can eat. Rory can give you some protein. More protein, Kim. Lots of love. Keep in touch. And yeah, you'll be on the podcast again in a year or so. Thanks again. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you for having us. Thank you.